YouTube, what the crap is going on? I think it's time to get back to the Carthage campaign, and I need to go ahead and explain to you all why this is a little bit different than where I left off. I know this happened in the Backtree campaign. In this case, I didn't forget to save my game, but there's some weird stuff going on with the Carthage campaign. I actually filmed a long ways ahead on this, and actually probably stayed up too late at night, and to be honest, I was watching some of my episodes, and I think I was getting a little bit burned out, and I apologize for that they weren't quite up to the quality they should have been. But in any case, I'm here to kind of explain what's going on with the Carthage campaign and help get your feedback on it as well, so that I can understand what you want me to do about it. But we've got a problem, and the problem is that the Carthage campaign was started like way back in patch 2. We're now on patch 9. There are some crashes that I'm getting sometimes that are most likely because of that. And what I mean by that is, like, for instance, I'm a few turns ahead of where you saw me last. So that's why you see things a little bit different here. But essentially, I think I'm just a few turns ahead of where you saw me last. Not a whole lot else has changed, other than I think the Drangianians successfully came in and stole Alexandria with me from I think it was the same fleet that took Crete from me. But yeah, that's really the only thing that you've missed in that regard, which isn't much. I had a battle. So, like I said, I played quite a long ways ahead, and a few things happened. One is I got into a battle out here around Palmyra with the Seleucids that just wouldn't work. Every time I loaded, it crashed, and it forced me to auto-resolve in order to not crash, and when I auto-resolved, it would screw me over and kill my army and leave me in a bad spot. So I actually had a save that I had made back before that happened. Fortunately, I was able to come back and start from here, and hopefully I can get around that. The other thing that happened was, as I played forward, a civil war erupted, and I hate to tell you all this because you're probably like, no, that's the surprise, that was what we were waiting for, and it is for me too. A civil war erupted at Carthago, and immediately, of course, they attacked my armies in the region with all of them extremely large amounts of troops that they got, and the battles wouldn't load. They'd crash, again, forcing me to auto-resolve, and with that many troops around, it means the AI wins battles that I otherwise either could have won or gotten close to winning. And so it's frustrating in that sense that it just wouldn't work. Now, I've gone back and I've reloaded this, and I played forward again a few times to kind of see, by reloading and playing forward again and doing a few things slightly different, does it help it to keep from crashing? And it does. It does help to keep it from crashing. So I'm confident, I think, that we can move forward at this point. But hopefully that gives me an opportunity to explain to you all why this is different. No, I didn't get beat in the Civil War. No, I didn't lose, and I rewound it because I needed to do better, and I'm trying to hide it from you or whatever. So before you go into those explanations, that's not the reason. If you want to think it, fine, whatever, I don't care. But the reason is I'm having trouble with it because of the crashes. So obviously that's why I'm here. So what does that mean for the campaign? It means, number one, I know that a civil war is near at hand. And yes, I'm going to prepare for it as best I think I can. So I apologize for that. No, it's not going to be a surprise. But here's the thing with civil war. Civil war is not guaranteed at a certain point in the game, I don't think, except for maybe when you hit max Imperium. All I know is that the chance for a civil war increases based on a number of factors. One is the level of Imperium. It gets higher in general as the level of Imperium goes up. It's also affected by the level of influence that your faction has. Too little influence and a civil war could tip off. Too much influence and a civil war can tip off. It's affected by the extremes, basically. And I don't have an extreme low right now. Compared to the other factions. One faction has quite a bit, the others have almost none, and then I have the rest. So right now my faction's not too powerful or too horribly weak as far as influence goes. So that's just something else to be aware of. So when the Civil War will happen at this point, I don't know. It will happen, but it's not going to be the same, because again, as I came back and reloaded the game and played forward, it played out different each time. So I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but I do know what's going to happen, and of course, yes, I'll prepare for it as best I can based on what I learned through those playthroughs. That's cheating, Heir. Now you know what's going to happen. Well, I can't help it. It happened, and I'm not going to ignore it at this point. So what happened basically though was that 20 full stacks of armies and probably 7 full stacks of navies appeared at Carthago. They had pretty standard Carthaginian troops and they were good balanced armies, to be honest. That's part of what's going to make it difficult. They weren't chevroned up or pimped out as far as upgrades or anything else, but they were, a lot of troops. So I'm going to have my work cut out for me. In any case, that's pretty much what happened. Let's pick it up from here. I know that was a long intro, but I had to kind of tell you all what was going on, and just kind of let you know. Let's pick up from where we left off last. I need to do some building and stuff here in the in Bithynia at Pontus. So let's go ahead and let's see. I've got farms here. I've got 1 temple in the region. Let's go ahead and build a second, and then I'll build a farm here. The farms are just driving the bottom line for my economy and also giving me the food that I need to upgrade other buildings as necessary, which I do need to upgrade some to like the tier 2 buildings because it gives me a pretty good boost to growth and research and wealth and all that kind of stuff with minimal impact because I have so much food. So I will go ahead and upgrade a couple of these buildings, especially since I have an excessive amount of money and it's just going to drive my income. So we've done that there. Let's take a look at some of the other provinces here. Mazaka needs some buildings as well. I have the temple here and an amphitheatron here, so I don't think I'm really hurting for public order eventually. So what I might do is, I don't know if I need it or not, but I might just build like a workshop in this region to be able to recruit ballista if I need it and to upgrade my troops in one of those slots, and then I'll build a farm in the other, just because I'm not hurting for anything else at the moment. Let's take a look further down. This province, I'm fine. Here I have some buildings that can be upgraded. So let's go ahead and upgrade these farms, and let's upgrade these level 1 buildings to just kind of, again, boost me. Now this level 4 building here in Ephesus is obviously causing some pretty big public order penalties. I don't care about the food penalties because I'm fine. But if we look at the overall happiness in the province, we're fine. And we can upgrade this one as well, too. So let's just go around and do some of that with this excess money that I have, and do the right thing here and try and set myself up for success. I'm going to go ahead and build a temple in this province. And I have plenty of food, so I'm actually just going to build 2 temples here, so that I can try and stabilize it quicker and easier. Jerusalem, I'm going to go ahead and expand this to a shrine of Bel-Haman to help spread my influence better. And then Alexandria did get taken. The Nasamones are nearby, and Memphis. And then these are also military allies to me here in Myros Hormos and Diospolis, or however you say that. So we should be alright at the moment. Let's take a look at this province here. It's a little bit upset because Drangiani, of course, took over here. I'm going to build this library to help speed up my research rate, get a little extra money. This fishing building here causes some squalor that's not worth it. So I'm actually going to tear that building down and rebuild it because I don't need that extra squalor there right now. Let's take a look at some of these other places. I've got a level 3 building here and a level 4 building here, but my public order in Pella is fine. I do have a lot of temples here, though. This one provides me a lot of extra wealth, though, so that's not bad. That one also gives me extra wealth, so I can live with that because I have plenty of food. Just keep looking through these provinces here. So Magna Graecia, same thing. I have a lot of temples. 2 of them provide extra wealth, and that public order helps offset buildings like this and this. So we should be fine there as well. And these 2 have public order penalties, so pretty close. As you can see, we're only at +1 there as far as the happiness, so interesting trade-off. Up here in Rome, we could upgrade this building, but to be honest, I'm not sure that this aqueduct is really necessary. We've got way more public order than we need, and I've already got a bunch of temples, so I might honestly just convert this building. Yeah, I'm just going to have to tear it down, and then I'll convert it to something else. Let's go up here to Medlon. I think we're fine there. Let's come back over here. I know it's going to take a minute, but it's good for me to kind of revisit this stuff and just make sure that I'm using my money effectively and keeping an eye on the empire as a whole, since I get busy sometimes in battles and everything else. So all of these add squalor, but if you look, Khartuba can handle the squalor, and let's see if there's any that'll be beneficial to me potentially. Some of them add some wealth, which is useful, and they upgrade different stuff. 40 wealth, siege weapons. Let's see, this one doesn't give me, well, that one does give me wealth and level 1 armor, and then level 2 weapons. That one gives me level 2 armor and shields, level 1 weapons, but no wealth. So let's get the one that gives me some wealth, so that I can justify the expense of that building. And let's just take a look up in this next province. We have a farm that can be upgraded. We can upgrade that town center, because again, I have plenty of food. Let's see if that's the case here. Nope, all my town centers are good. And let's take a look at Tolosa. We're fine there. If I upgrade again, I get a public order penalty, so that won't really be worth it. Okay, Nemosis needs some buildings. Build one more temple because I like to have 2 in some of the provinces, and then we'll do 1 farm for the income. We can go ahead and build a Holosideros barracks, or however that is. We can go ahead and upgrade that Hellenistic structure, and then upgrade that Hellenistic village as well without any public order penalties. So I think we've fairly well covered the empire. We still need to look down here. Good. Check Garamantia, we're okay here. And let's check Carthago. Okay, so we've kind of updated our buildings all throughout the empire, which is helpful. Well, it looks like we own this settlement up here that I completely forgot about. I guess I've gone up here and conquered this when you all weren't watching, so that would also be something that's different. Let's convert to one of ours. I don't want a level 3 building there, so I'm actually going to tear it down. Sorry, let me get back in there. I misclicked. So, convert, dismantle, dismantle, and then we're going to get rid of this one as well. And dismantle. Okay, just making sure I click the right thing. Okay, so again, I think we've taken care of all those things. Let's look and see if we have any upgrades to divvy out. We do. The walls of Birsa here can be... This is my all mercenary army. And you all did have to miss it, which I apologize, but I got attacked by an army of rebels, like a full stack army of rebels attacked my all mercenary army, so it's hilarious because it's like an ambush of all rebels versus mercenaries. So it's kind of an interesting fight in that respect. I'm going to take this +5 armor for all units. I like to open up down the strategist tree because I can get night battles with that general eventually. To be honest, in the grand campaign, your generals don't always last as long as you want because it's a turn per year, so that's unfortunate. We can upgrade that building there too. I didn't catch that last time. And we could probably go ahead and upgrade this Odeon because I have plenty of food as well, and it just gives me more public order and a little more wealth, so nothing wrong with that. Alright, so what's my overall strategy right now? I'm near getting rid of the Seleucids, and I have a big war with a bunch of people in the east. I'm under the constant threat of a civil war back at Carthago. So what should I do? Well, here's what I'm going to do. Hopefully it's a good plan. One thing that happens is when Carthago rebels, it's going to have 20 full stacks. If I have one army, it's not going to cut it. If I have an army right here, it's not going to cut it. These two guys are just going to get beat by weight of numbers. Even if I win the first battle against like 4 full stacks, they're going to bring 4 more full stacks. So I need to help my men. And the best way for me to help fight off an AI like that is to have overwhelming odds in my favor. And also, I don't want the AI to be able to quickly take those stacks and just split up all over the map. I don't know if they will or if they won't. I want them to want to come attack me, but they'll kind of be in a disadvantageous position. So I was sitting here thinking, as I was fighting against the AI in that revolt that happened, one of the problems that I ran into is I would just start running short on infantry, and all of the cav and skirmishers I had just didn't really always pay off. Javelins can be pretty useful, but in the end, the AI is just better at controlling the huge numbers of men, and they typically got to my javelins, whereas I had a harder time getting to their javelins, and they were typically getting more kills. One thing I did notice, though, is that the ballista are very effective. When the AI attacks you, I can come up to the back of the map and just horribly pound their guys with ballista. So what I did in this army was set up what I think is going to be a pretty effective anti-rebellion army. I have a very stable core of strong Libyan infantry, A couple of cavalry for running down their skirmish units is necessary, but a huge line of ballista for dealing out massive damage. And then my idea is I'll damage the crap out of their army, and then just quick charge them with my infantry and my general, and just put them out. That'll be the end of it. I'm bringing another army down this way, and I'm going to essentially get it set up to do the same thing. So if you look at this army, it's got quite a few pikes. Again, I can go ahead and keep these guys. I probably don't need quite that many, so I'm going to dump 2 units of pikes. A couple of units may be handy to help guard a certain position. I'm going to get rid of these javelin men as well. Not going to serve my purpose here. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to recruit. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 6 Libyan infantry. I need ballista mainly right now because, again, I want to tank up on ballista. So I'm going to have at least 6 in each army, and then I'll just fill up the rest with these Libyan infantry because they're a nice, good, stable unit. Also, if we take a look here in my screen, I can still field 1 more navy, and I can still field 1 more army. I might as well go to the max because right now my income is perfectly capable of supporting the max. So, and I put my navies here in Lily Biome so that they can still get the recruiting units that come out of Carthago, but if Carthago rebels, my navy's not right there where it's going to get immediately stuck and singled out versus the AI. So that's kind of my goal there. And so I'm going to bring my navies together again to support each other, and I'll start building them up as I see fit for each one. Which we also need to raise 1 more navy here. So let's go to, oops, sorry, raise forces, no candidates, so I can't raise any forces in this particular turn because there's no more candidates. I'm going to bring this all mercenary army back down to Carthago and use it to help fight off any. I'll bring it to Tarraco and then put it on ships. I'm going to bring one of these armies that's up here in the Gallic regions to also come back and support at Carthago, because I'm going to need quite a few armies, and I've only got 14 total, and yeah, I have to maintain my front lines. I do want to get rid of this little entrenched Gallic army here, so we'll go ahead and start marching towards them, but I'm going to eventually bring these armies back. And then the army that was in Medellin, I'm also retreating it back to the area around Carthago. So, and we'll come down there and get them prepared as well, because it doesn't really need to be in Medellin right now. Elsewhere, the Bosporus is not a huge concern for me at the moment. Let's actually take a look. So I'm enemies with Samaria here, who owns this, and I have to actually either be allied to or defeat Chimeria or Samaria, however you say it, in order to gain my overall victory conditions, because the Bosphorus is one of the regions that I have to control either directly or by military alliance. I'm already somewhat aligned with these guys over here, but Sumerians hate them and they hate me. Or actually, no, yeah, that is what I think it is. I'm just curious.
We are not known as patient people.
It says that they're very likely to accept the
welcome.
peace treaty, which makes me wonder if I could make them a client state. No, so they're not interested in it to that degree yet. But if I can, I might subjugate those guys in order to accomplish my task. And you know, maybe all it will take is one more strong blow against them, and they'll consider that. But they've got too many armies out about me right now for me to really leave this particular settlement. In Asia Minor, I'm pretty much finished subduing most of Asia Minor. Armenia is still alive and still fairly powerful. I'm still mopping them up, and I've gotten a fleet almost ready. It's right here. Actually, it is ready. So this fleet's ready to go ahead and come challenge these Armenian fleets that are raiding, so let's go ahead and send it that direction. This is the army that's retraining to take over, which I'm not sure if I got to show that episode or not, but I attacked Tarsus, and I was successful in my initial attack, but took heavy losses. The Seleucids then reinforced from Antioch and actually killed my army that was in Sidé. I couldn't get away. So I started to retrain that army up here at Nicomedia, where I have access to a better barracks. And right now that army is still in process of retraining, essentially. So it'll be some time still before it's ready. But I'm trying to get it ready as quickly as I can. And as soon as I get it, you know, I can bring it back down here. I am in control of Tyre, and the Seleucids are in pretty tough shape here. I'm not at war with the Nabatea, but I also need to take back Alexandria. Losing Alexandria was bad. However, the Nasamones, so one thing I was thinking about doing was setting a war target. I haven't done it in a long time, so let's see if it works. Let's set a war coordination target. I don't want to set it on. I want to set it here. Well, let's clear whatever target we have. Set a work. Why won't it let me set a work coordination target? Okay, I think that just set my work coordination target to Alexandria. So set work coordination target. All right, and let's cancel now out of there. So hopefully the Nasamones will, or this faction down here will lead an attack on Alexandria and retake it. So it'll still be overall under my influence. All right, so one last thing we want to do before we end this turn is go ahead and take care of some agent warfare. I'm going to try and convert a lot of enemy agents, because one thing I think I'm going to need during the Civil War II will hopefully be a lot of agents. So right now I'm going to be in the process of just trying to convert enemy agents. It may not go as well as I hope, but I'll do everything I can. So let's use this mercenary veteran and see if we can manipulate this Armenian agent. So overall we have the chance of a 95% positive outcome, 44% that the target defects, so I think that's a pretty good option to go with. It's better than the temptation. So enemy agent defects, sweet. Let's see, so we have an enemy dignitary down here. I don't know what the best types of units are to use against dignitaries. I have a dignitary of my own. Let's see here, manipulation. 95% chance of success, 43% chance that they defect. So let's try that. They're hindered. And that agent increased in rank. Let's try. Let's see if I have any other solid units down here. This guy's pretty good. Let's try him. Manipulate. Pretty much the same chances. And we did get her to defect. So I'm starting to build up my agents. You can see that you can use this strategy to actually build the number of agents you have to be greater than what you're allowed to have, which is actually extremely helpful, and that should put us in pretty good shape for the moment. Let's see, there is an Armenian agent up here, but I can go ahead and move. And there's a Seleucid army raiding over here. Let's take one of these mercenary veterans and head up here to help counter that Armenian agent. And I do have, it looks like, a judge embedded in this army trying to gain some experience. We could use him to go ahead and try and take out this Armenian agent. Not a very good chance of success in any of these. That one has a 50% chance of a positive outcome. That's the best I get there. As far as assassination goes, my chances are even worse. So we can try it, but it's just going to lead to him getting wounded, so I'd rather just leave that judge there and hopefully let him level up. Let's go take a look around Tyros where there's more enemy agents. There's a Drangianian agent here. Let's see what the chances of coercion are. Pretty solid chances, at least to hinder at the worst case scenario, so let's try it. Okay, well, the hindering is better than nothing at this point, because it at least keeps them from as badly being able to affect me on the next turn. Let's see. See if there's anything that helps me. There's something here that helps them train enemy units, but it doesn't necessarily give me any direct help. I might give this one that gives me higher chances to critical success. Let's take this spy here and see if we can at least hinder this agent. So manipulation gives me a pretty fair chance. Let's try it. And he is hindered. I do have a mercenary veteran within this army that I could also use to this effect. Let's see if we have a good chance. We do have a pretty good chance, so let's try it. Oh, we hindered him. Weren't able to convert. I have one agent here at Jerusalem. I can't remember, the Kidri don't appear to be at war with me, so I'm not going to take any agent actions against them. This fleet here, I want to go ahead and go blockade Alexandria to help assist my allies in putting these guys down. So I'm just going to blockade. If they want to try and attack me, they can. I might actually try and sink their fleet if they do. And we do need to get rid of this army of Seleucids here because it's hurting the overall public order, but we can handle that later. Let's see if there's any Gallic agents that need to be handled. I don't... Well, yeah, there's one right down here by Bertigala. And let's see if we can manipulate this guy. We got pretty darn good chances. Yeah, they're hindered. Better than nothing. We'll be patient. I hate that it's harder to convert them than it is to assassinate, but if I'm patient, I think we can use that to our advantage and help me really get a horde of agents to help out. So I think that now we just have a few last things to do. Let's set up some naval recruitment. And this, well, actually, we already have some going. Never mind. So we're good for now. I think at this point we probably need to just finish the upgrades and end the turn. But let's see here. We can make this guy better at manipulation, which is fantastic. We'll take that. And then this dignitary can rank up here too, and this makes him better at manipulating as well. Or her, sorry. And that's all the upgrades we need to divvy out. Let's see if we have any armies in a position to do some attacks. Mazaka is not in very good public order right now, so it probably wouldn't be real smart for me to move this army. Let's take a look at this army in Amasia. So not the best public order, but it's pretty stable. It is possible that I could run this army forward all the way up to Trapezos and go ahead and hit the Armenians at Trapezos. And I actually think that that would be a pretty good idea, to just go ahead and put some more pressure on them. It kind of will leave this province open to counterattack, but this army of Mazaka will be able to leave soon as well and maybe go help support against that. So just for the sake of wanting to get some battle in here and just make some progress, let's go ahead and attack Trapezos with this army. It says they have a pretty solid chance of defeating me, and they do have some gold weapon and armor upgraded axemen. And quite a few reinforcements, but I have my ballista and also some pretty solid infantry and skirmishers to rely on, so I'm pretty sure we can handle this. Let's go ahead and take the fight. We could use a night battle to our advantage here, I think. It won't cut out their garrison army, but it does cut out this huge army of reinforcements there. So the night battle is actually the way to go here. So we will do a night battle and go ahead with the assault. And as soon as this battle's over, that's going to be all the time that I have for this episode. It's been a little bit long, but I wanted to go ahead and just have time to explain to you all what the changes were in this campaign and what to expect going forward, because of the crashes that were taking place. So be patient with me. I am going to do my best to finish this campaign. I am the last one that wants to see it go anywhere, because I don't want to lose all this hard work we put into this campaign. And not only that, it's been fun for me, and I hope you all enjoyed it too. So I don't want to quit. Definitely want to see it through to the end. Okay. I'm going to just put my line of hoplites to kind of defend my skirmishers and my artillery. Let's put my artillery right up front. They've got a pretty good range going there. And let's use my...
Loyal sons of Carthage!
Let's use my swords as a potential flanking contingent. Actually, it might be a good idea for me to put my peltas with my swords so they have some type of supporting unit. And then I want to put my cavalry to get ready to run over here to these flanks. And we'll put the mercenary Numidian cav here. And my general, let's use him to support this group here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the battle and see what we're up against. So get these guys off fire at will. I don't see any of their troops right off the bat. Okay, yeah, I do here. Some horse skirmishers. Let's go ahead and push forward with our ballista. Let's take our hoplite line and push forward as well to protect where the ballista are moving to. And, okay, we've got units appearing now. And let's take the general up to here. Pikemen up to here. Let's see what kind of units they've got there. No missile units for me to be concerned with yet. Oh, I accidentally moved my peltist over there. I forgot they were on this flank. That would have been a stupid mistake. Okay, we got these 4 swordsmen. Let's move to this point and move up there. They have a sizable navy coming in. I thought this were the reinforcement that shouldn't be able to make it to this battle, but it looks like they are going to make it to this battle. That's kind of annoying. They just landed some Eastern javelinmen back there. Let's see if we can make a quick run on them. And let's see. This force right here is honestly not worth the use of my ballistas. I honestly think that right now what I need to do is just straight up assault the enemy position here. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a beeline for the town center, and I want to get the town center before the enemy naval reinforcements can get here. Because they are going to have to sail all the way in. The citizen cav might be able to get to those skirmishers untouched. And if that's the case, I can just save my ballistas for later in the game and hammer the enemy reinforcements. Essentially just kind of order these guys to get into the flank. And let's take these guys over here. Don't want to get too bunched up. Okay, those skirmishers are going to get it.
Citizen cavalry, ready for orders.
Okay. I'm going to take my general over here. Okay, my swords are going to get in the city. Is there anything over here? Okay, there are horse skirmishers, so there is one unit that could potentially counter my elephants, so I will be careful. Okay. Pikemen here to defend the ballista. Melee fight has begun here. Okay, I did get all the javelin, so that was successful.
Field artillery awaiting orders.
We'll just keep moving in on the flank over here, and then my units are making a run for the town center.
We are at your command.
If it weren't for these two horse skirmishers, to be honest, well, and those noble spearmen could potentially be a threat. They've got some eastern slingers there, so yeah, I'll keep my distance with the elephants for now. Okay, move up there with my swordsmen. Time to attack those eastern spearmen. Let's bring these cav over here to support. We're going to start having reinforcements disembarking here, so we're going to have to keep an eye out on them. But we are capturing the town center, which is going to have to force the AI to come at me. Okay, let's see if we can get these eastern spearmen. Bring these peltists up. Okay. You know, we might be able to get lucky and see if we can sink one of those boats right before it disembarks. My hoplites have all but won this fight here. And my Libyan swordsmen are going to be engaging the enemy here in the town square.
Citizen cavalry.
I'm going to have to keep my citizen cav clear of those spears. Let's move up these hoplites. I'm actually going to dismount the citizen cav quickly and run an attack that way. Infantry are handling those noble spears just fine. Okay, the citizen cav are dismounted, so I'm going to attack those hillmen. Oh crap, they scattered my horses. That unit of javelinmen came back. That sucks. Well, I still have my my Numidian cav mounted, so that's good. Let's use it to hunt down this Eastern Spearman unit that might come back. And I'm going to have to get my ballista moved towards the city and see if we can take out that unit. There's a cav unit threatening my javelins there, so I'm just going to skirmish it out real quick, try and get you all some close-ups of how quickly those Libyan peltists can defend themselves there.
Citizen cavalry.
Oh wow, that citizen cav followed that unit way over there and is now in kind of a crummy position. Let's pull my citizen cav back and let's try and engage these enemy reinforcements with my hoplites and then support them with these Libyan swords.
The gods are with us. Loyal sons of Carthage.
Okay, we've got a lot going on, folks. You just need to keep a close eye on everything. And all of these infantry can move up as well. Okay, so my citizen cav retreating. Now turn around and take that engagement. Let's use my citizen cav to support these late Carthaginian hoplites. Oh, my Numidian cav. Get out of there. Let's use my general. What do they have over here? Mostly skirmishers. Crap. Get out of there, Numidian cav. My general's free to come in here now as well. Sorry, folks, this is a little bit manic here, but just doing my best to make sure and give these guys a good fight. My best may not be very good, unfortunately. I think we pretty well got these axemen surrounded, and my late Carthaginian hoplites did a great job of holding those guys from the front, as you saw. Units can be quite good at holding. And they were going to get those axemen completely surrounded, and now they're going to shatter. Away. Looks like I'm fairly safe on the midi. Okay, that's my Numidian cav. Just making sure that I'm aware of my units on the mini map. Okay, so we killed those units. Let's Let's get back over here. I should be able to get my ballista safely to the town center and my pikemen as well. There's some eastern javelin men there that we need to get rid of, so let's try and find a somewhat fast unit like this living hoplite that's got good armor as well. These routing units, the light is still turned on them while they're running away. That's pretty funny. The light's following the routing unit. We have a pretty good advantage going right now, though. I'm pretty sure we've got this battle all but bagged up. I'm going to take these guys out of formation attack and charge these eastern javelin men. The guys look like they may be a little tired, but they're still in pretty good shape. Watch them run through the town. It's awesome graphics. There's still some work that needs to be done on the night battles, I think, from a graphics standpoint, but the game still looks quite beautiful for the most part. There's a javelin unit. My guys are into them now. I'll let you watch that fight. There's another javelin unit just behind them that's going to start throwing. So, or actually it's a slinger unit. Thank goodness it's a slinger unit, not an eastern javelin unit, because that would have been bad. Eastern javelins can wreck a unit real fast, no matter how good it is. So let's get down here into these spears. Oh, they have a spear unit there as well. Is there any other units that I'm not aware of? It still says the AI has got a number of reinforced. Oh, it's because they're over here trying to land their boats on the other side of town. Let's go out and meet them so that we can accelerate the rate at which this fight is over. Really wish I hadn't gotten the horses scattered on my citizen cap, but I guess that was a risk of me dismounting. But they are quite good dismounted against certain units, so not necessarily a bad idea in general to dismount. Like when that spear unit was there threatening me, you can dismount and easily dispatch a light spear unit like that. Because they maintain their bonus versus infantry even when dismounted, from what I can tell, which is a fantastic bonus. Okay, that eastern slinger unit is shattered. No reason to follow them anymore either. What do they have over here? One transport of eastern slingers. Got some spearmen getting off. Another eastern slinger. Some spears. Okay, looks like the rest of their troops were out. And this, or no, we timed out to victory. So that would be a victory. We've beaten the Armenians back at Trapezos and expanded one more province. But of course, you know, like I said, that just brings us one step closer to civil war and everything else that follows it. We'll end the turn on the next episode. So I know it's again kind of a long episode, but hopefully I'm just trying to do a better job and do a thorough job so that you all can enjoy this and you know, play the campaign the best I can. Anyway, Heir of Carthage signing off for now.